Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Got it.
Appreciate that. Yeah, no, it's just the kind of like the first question. It's after Amsterdam. It's the district. So
Yeah,
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
then we're always going to ask about that too. So it looks
Appreciate that.
like,
Yeah, no, it's just the first question. It's after Amsterdam. It's the district. So
yeah,
yeah,
cool. Yeah, and then we're always going to ask. Let me see. Can you
yeah.
still,
What is that?
that was us. All right, so it looks like we're live on YouTube, and I'm just going to make sure everything's functioning properly. If you want to have your team go see the live video, obviously they can, but really it's just a delayed response from what we're going
Yeah,
to
it's gonna
talk
happen.
about. So I had
Yeah.
to go mute myself because it was getting a little bit crazy. But yeah,
Okay.
okay. So obviously, welcome for those who are tuning in live, for those that are seeing this after the fact. We are doing an expert series here at Restart. Our first guest, our first episode is Tyler here from Rokin Vapes. And I'm going to give you the opportunity right now to introduce yourself, tell us what you do at Rokin, and just a little bit of for those who have no idea what Rokin is, just a little couple sentences about it.
Okay, yeah, awesome. Well, thank you guys for having me. It's great to always do these things once again. But yeah, so with Rokin, we're a company. We're based here out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Some backgrounds to Rokin. We started in 2016. Um, where the name comes from, or actual Rokin, it's in Amsterdam. It's where all the coffee shops, all the red light district, all the fun stuff, what everybody knows of Amsterdam. Um, it's all happens on the Rokin district. So
I did not know
yeah,
that.
so that's just kind of paying homage. I guess the best way, like being here in Vegas, it would be is like Vegas is equivalent to Fremont Street kind
Sure,
of deal.
sure.
So it's where all the stuff goes down. But it's just paying homage back to the founders of the company. They went back there, traveled, and that's kind of where vaping originated from. Was in the coffee shops there and stuff, little cafes, and but us being a vape company, that's just kind of paying due respects back to where it all started. So
Absolutely. I love that. I got to visit Amsterdam actually for the first time with Shayda maybe 6 years ago now. And at the time, surprisingly enough, I did not consume a ton of cannabis. And so we would visit these coffee shops and I would sit there and enjoy myself. But I didn't consume anything. So I feel like I need to go back and kind
oh
of
yeah, yeah,
redo the trip in a sense. So have you ever
it
been to
is.
Amsterdam?
No, I personally have not. No. But I did hear they're kind of changing. I think they're kind of getting away from the whole free love of cannabis consumption kind of deal. I think they're kind of pushing that out, unfortunately. But um, it's still going on there. It's still a great place to go, I hear, to go travel. So,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful. So,
Yeah. Beautiful during springtime. And I remember also the tulips beyond just their coffee shops. They have a lot of other things that you can go enjoy, obviously. But
yes,
maybe that's a sign we need to go sooner rather than later before the laws change too much.
yes,
But
yes.
that's fantastic. I mean, that's a really cool origin story. I obviously have visited, but I never knew that that's where Roken the name originated from. So how long have y'all been in business now?
Yeah, so it would have been the tail end of 2016, I guess. Um, Original talks. The company is a small company, so we've all been working with each other for quite a while in other business ventures before Roken actually started. So this is, I would actually probably say summer of 2016 is when real, like the first logo and stuff was actually
Oh
getting
yeah.
solidified and created. And then actual official launch was, I think, in November of 2016.
Great.
Um, but yeah, it's been a fun ride. Like I said, we're based here in Las Vegas, so it's been we got in right before Vegas or Nevada took off with cannabis completely, and so it's been a fun ride to obviously watch it grow across the country, but more so is my territory being Vegas
Absolutely.
is watching it evolve here and kind of the tourist aspect and everything like that that we have happening. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. For sure. So then in Vegas, obviously, Vegas is a big place. Lots of transplants come in, lots of people coming in for random parties, whatever it may be. Do you feel like y'all are a local brand then? Do you advertise that you're local? Is that as big of a, I guess, thing for businesses as it is? Because in Austin, people are very into the local brands and supporting local. Obviously, Vegas is a huge city and it just attracts everyone and anyone from all over the world. So I'm curious if that ever plays a role in any of your marketing when you talk to people.
Absolutely. Is Vegas definitely has that because it's I think it's average uh lifespan, I guess, of a Vegas resident here, it's 5 years. It's a
Mhm.
very transit city. But so it's just the people that end up being staying here longer and stuff like that. There is more of that local, like, oh, you've been here, yeah, yeah. You've been here quite a while. So this is people pride themselves on that, especially because obviously the transit people so coming and going. As big of a city as it is very small.
Sure.
You it's you everybody knows everybody type deal, or you'll have a friend that, hey, yeah, I know that guy, and yeah, I
Yeah.
know them, and you're just like, oh, okay. So it's the strip, I guess, would just be the
Sure.
transient area. Outside of
That's
that,
fair.
it's
There's more to Vegas than
yeah.
what people known for. I actually had a friend just moved there and she's loving it. She doesn't really frequent the casinos, but living there,
No,
like you said, people have more to do than I guess go and enjoy what it's most well known for. But
yeah.
that's fantastic. I think obviously too, just knowing where y'all are based out of, had the origin story where you started, going into that a little bit more, then what was y'all's very first product that you ever launched?
So first product that we ever launched was actually, I don't even have it. It's I think it's over in I think it's over on the other side of the building.
And I guess
Um,
add on to that before you finish, what's the first product? And then do you still carry it? Is something else that's up?
No, and so this is technically the first product that we had was it's called the Rokin Nitro. And it was a wax pen. Um, it's a great pen. We still have samples of it in the office and stuff like that. It's just the I guess the ease of use and functionality. There's some other devices that eventually came around later on um, that seemed to be more volume mover for us.
Sure.
And that's in the different stylings of being able to actually take concentrates. Um, Also, too, is just the price points and stuff like that change. And so, with the price points of new technology coming out, you'll start to see old technologies stop selling as much and new ones start, picking up the momentum. So,
Yeah,
we we don't deny that, and we travel with that, and try to evolve with the market as the consumer is demanding it, essentially.
absolutely. That's awesome. So then going and riffing off of that, what then nowadays are your top sellers and how has the technology evolved over time?
Yeah, so definitely is where after the Nitro pen, the market and how it was looking, concentrates was still very new, especially dabbing concentrates, hash, um, just concentrates in general, just in that form. It's not still even it's not that big of a sector in the
Mhm.
cannabis overall market. Um, but where it did really come out, the next step, and this is where we really kind of launched was with our mini tank.
Nice.
Um, and this was getting into 510 threaded carts, vaping, the ease of use and convenience, the discretion, being able to the odor aspect and everything. It just made everything easier to consume cannabis, and we saw kind of that's where it was going to head to. So we kind of made a pivot at that point to kind of invest more into kind of battery devices and vape cart devices,
Sure.
and that's where we came with the mini tank. But this guy's bread and butter has been our door knocked.
Yeah, they're so,
Only had yeah, we only had black in this one for a while, but now we got
yeah,
10 different colors. But it's
yeah, they're
been
pretty awesome.
yeah, tried and true guy. It's a big
Yeah.
battery size, 500 mile lithium ion battery in these. So get you a really nice long battery use without having to worry about recharging. Yeah, going through it. I would say on average, you'll go through about a half gram to a full gram, depending on the cart, but before you have to recharge your battery. So really nice and long battery life.
Yeah, those are awesome. I think that was one of the first products that we introduced at our shop, because of the discretion, because it was sleek. And it, like you said, I think people wanted the discretion with cannabis still being very stigmatized. It's nice not being able to tell, is it nicotine? Is it THC? Is it CBD? And it's something that fits in the palm of your hand as a girl who also likes colored things. I think having a vape that comes in a variety of colors, it's cute. If it's your palm, there's just something to be said about it. And it was honestly just such a fun design, and the material on it. I don't know what material it is, but it's
Yeah,
soft. Maybe you
yeah, the
can go into that more
yeah,
too.
yeah, it's just aesthetic wise. It's pretty common now on a lot of the batteries is going out there. It's kind of just like a rubberized textured. Um,
Yeah,
but it's a coating, it's a matte coating. But just aesthetic wise, it feels better. It's more pleasant, softer, like you're saying,
yeah, for
on the
sure.
feel instead of just straight plastic. Um,
That's
but yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice little battery guys with those.
so
Um,
then kind of going into that then. So that was one of your first, I guess one of your most popular products when launching. Now
yeah,
you have a variety of different colors. Y'all also have come out with the Rokin dial with the temperature control. When was that one launched?
yes.
And how does that compare to the mini tank? Because they're similar size, kind of similar. Maybe you can go into more detail about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, what's really nice, some things about the mini tank, it's a push button.
Hmm.
So is the 5 clicks on and off. It's technically a single temp. It does have a preheat function with it too as well. But technically being a single temp, that's it. This is all you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You turn it on, press the button, and you're hitting the cart. So having variable voltage, obviously we're getting a lot of requests for and stuff. Um, but there was a lot of variable batteries already. So we were trying to figure out a way. This is how can we uh, separate ourselves a little bit better. And so that's where we came out with the dial. I don't know, it's kind of hard to
Yeah,
tell,
I can see it.
but
Viewers can see it.
yeah, it's actually got 21 different temp settings, but it makes it really easy. What's nice is this is a push button and or auto draw, so it does both. So either customer likes just kind of having an easy pull on it, or they like having really big clouds. Go ahead and push the button, let the chip do the work. But what's also nice is the ease of changing the different temp. All you're simply doing, it's kind of like an old school, like a locker, but
Oh yeah.
you just twist the dial around, and you can actually increment into each dial in your temp into each
Yeah.
different settings that you like. But it goes from 2.0 all the way up to 4.0, so 21 different temp settings with it.
Very cool.
Um,
Yeah, that's one of my favorites too. I think some feedback we got from, I would say maybe the older customer demographic. I don't know if that was when you were designing it or the team was designing it intended, but because you have the numbers right there, I know sometimes other vape battery companies too, you have the 3 clicks, chooses between the three different heat settings. And you don't really know what the temperature is. You don't know what the red color means, what the green color means, versus this is very straightforward and to the point, and you know exactly what you're smoking at, which also gives you correct me if I'm wrong, a better vaping experience. So you can,
exactly.
test it with THC might be a different temperature than CBD, other terpenes, more flavor profiles, and so really finding what you prefer is, a vapor.
Yeah, and then some things too that we I want to mention that we actually have. I'll show you. It's probably easier on the screen box, but um, we actually on all of our packaging, we actually have a technology called Power Wave technology
Mhm.
that we utilize in all of our batteries. And what the best way to describe it, it works on a power curve kind of deal. So as to say, if I'm hitting the battery the first time and I'm at 3.6 volts. Um, Yes, that's good. I'm sending 3.6 volts for the first time to the cart. The cart's cold. I'm getting to enjoy it. But now I hit it once, I stop, but then I go back and I keep on hitting it and I'm kind of sessioning on my cart. The cart's warm. You technically don't need the 3.6 volts now every single time. You're going to, over time, as your oil is getting lower in the cart and getting closer to the heating elements, the more that you keep on hitting that sustained high heat, you're going to likelihood to be burning your cart, burning
Yeah.
your terps, creating a not so enjoyable flavor. So with Power Wave, what it does is we actually, it will get you 3.6 volts for about a second, and then it arcs down about half a voltage point. So
Hmm,
it
cool.
just keeps that oil moving and warm and stuff like that, but you're not actually burning. You're going to be burning your oil.
Yeah, that's
Um,
awesome. I knew that power wave was a thing. I didn't really know the in-depth of how it worked. So that's incredible and obviously makes a lot of sense. When did y'all come out with that technology?
so this would have been probably right before COVID time.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so around I would say 2019.
Yeah.
Um, but then is being able to do it, we definitely notice cloud production, vape flavor, and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Just seems to be a lot better of an experience. So, and like I said, that's on every one of our batteries. Every temp setting has it, even the dial. Each little temp setting that you do it, it adjusts to each temp setting and works that way down the half voltage point every single one. So,
That's awesome.
really great experience overall.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a great thing. Has anyone else in the market doing that? Or I guess where did y'all get your inspiration for that?
yeah. So we were the first to kind of come out with it and coin it as the PowerWave technology. There's definitely been a lot of companies that come off and try to rip it. We actually even have some that have just blatantly just said PowerWave, and it's like, holy shit.
Oh, wow.
Uh, like, hey guys, just letting you know, this is the
This
so,
is
and
ours.
then yeah, this is ours and kind of deal. And they end up coming back and you see they'll change something and they'll get they'll call it something else. But
Yeah.
uh, yeah,
Y'all are the
that's,
pioneers though.
yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
So,
hey, it's me, it's ours. I would like to claim
yeah,
that.
yeah. So, what's one thing too about us here at Rokin? Like I said, we're a small company. Um, but the people here, we actually use these devices ourselves personally. Like, it's, if we, kind of how we end up phasing out the products is if we notice ourselves not really kind of going back or periodically enjoying some of these or some of our own products, we end up kind of saying, well, are these products still relevant? And typically we'll see in volume sales and stuff like that,
Yeah,
hey, no, it's kind of phasing out. So, okay, maybe we go that way, get rid
sure,
of it, and then we look for something else and kind of evolve in that way.
sure.
Um, but our biggest selling device currently right now,
Hmm.
um, as the batteries have evolved and everything, is real popular one is it's our bar battery.
Yes, we
Um,
just got that one in to test out too.
yes, so this guy, it's been extremely popular. A lot of people call them concealable batteries. We call
Mhm.
it the bar battery, the Rokin bar. Um, but kind of like you were mentioning with the nicotine vape style, the discretion, the very nice, kind of discreet, small style, palm style. It's really nice.
Right.
But now you get even to something that's kind of more discreet. It is pretty loud with the colors, color
I was
choices and
gonna say
stuff.
it's not weed, but it may be something else.
Yeah, well, yeah. There is some other stuff. We definitely we got a couple of different color options and
Oh,
stuff,
cool.
but
Yeah.
the the volume on these have been selling really well. So customers are
Yeah.
definitely responding very positive with these. Nice thing is it holds this is a 1 gram cart here, but holds up to 2 gram carts, 14 diameter size, so your real fat ones, and even your length. This is taller than some of the other designs that are out on the current market. So it will. I haven't met a cart yet that won't fit inside one of these guys to go
Very
ahead.
cool.
So
So then, just
crossing,
because, yeah, I know our cart sometimes they like you showed that one, the cart had the, I guess, more like streamlined tip to it. Some of ours are more cylindrical. How do
yeah,
those work with that? Do they all work across the board? Cool.
yep, totally good. It's just a big
Yeah,
circle up right up through the top. So
cool.
any kind of mount tip, um, any kind of just up to the 2 gram size, and the 14 millimeter diameter. But
Yeah, we
it's
just got
four
one of those
variable
in the
temps.
shop. Yeah, we got one of those in the shop and it flew off the shelf pretty quickly. So we'll have to make
Yeah.
a order very soon.
Yeah, we got more colors coming too as well. Some other kind of crazy colors that we'll be dropping more too as well. So give us a couple months and we'll get those out. But
Awesome.
um, yeah, everything with us, it's micro USB-C fast charging, so everything's your current up to date technology. Um, this has
Yeah.
got 4 variable temps here. It's push button and or auto draw too as well, kind of similar to the dial. The 4 variable temps definitely allow you to, test out which range that you want your vaping experience to be at. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, just overall, some of the things about Rokin is we're here to give you the best bang for the buck. We use these products regularly ourselves every day. So is objectively, these things have to be dependable. They have to be consistent. And the experience has to be pleasant. A lot of these devices that are on the market and stuff, you get like one good or two good uses out of it, and then it starts acting wonky on you, or you having to clean it, and then cleaning the devices end up being a super pain, to where it deters you from continuing using the device. And so it's
Totally.
just we want this, to be a pleasurable experience. So
Absolutely.
is yeah,
Quality
all
is
of our yeah. We back all of that. Everything's got a 12-month warranty. All of our batteries are a lithium ion battery. So the highest grade, same as what your iPhones, your battery backups, your laptops, all that good stuff. And then also the chip grade. That's a big thing that ends up getting uh, a little, I guess, lost between the consumer and the manufacturer aspect is price points. Usually defer because of the chip grade and the battery, but a
yeah.
lot of the times the quality of the chip that's inside of the battery. And best way that I could describe that is just kind of like think of a governor on a car. If you have a real cheap governor, you're only hitting like 90 miles an hour, and that's kind of it. You're topping out. And the more that you try to go over 90, eventually you'll burn out your governor and you'll ruin your car, right? So same thing is with batteries, is if you have a cheap grade chip, the ohm output that's getting sent out, it basically you start overburning the chip, and the chip starts acting wonky, then your experience stops being as great. So all of that kind of comes in to cost and everything like that. But
Absolutely. You are,
um,
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, y'all are hitting, I feel like, a very fair price point for what you're offering. But to take note on that, you are also in the vape world. There are so many batteries out there. You're paying for what you get. So if you're buying a $5 or $10 battery that is maybe unnamed, you're probably not going to have a great experience out of it. You're probably have to rebuy it versus just investing in something that you know will last or at least has a 12-month warranty like y'all. I put a lot of
yeah,
care and time into creating and designing these products.
yep, that's the whole experience is just we're stoners too. We get
Yeah,
what it's
like
like
I
to
would
all
use
of a
the word
sudden not
too.
yeah, to not have something work, and you're like, well, damn, I'm getting ready to. I wanted to get high, I wanted to have a
But
nice experience here. So
it's
we get
almost
that.
worse. It's almost worse than being out because you have the product, the cart with you, and
It's
then if
just
your
there
battery
teasing you.
doesn't work, it's like I have this here, but I can't even use it. I can't.
Yep. What a tease.
What a tease, exactly.
Yep.
Then I
Yep.
guess you guys just came out with your you call it the bar, right? So the
Yeah.
Rokin bar. So what other products or innovations are y'all working on, if any, coming up in the next year, 5 years that we could look forward to?
Yeah. 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 So, some things I guess that we also do is we also have like other devices.
Yes.
This is our dryer vape, called the Outrider. Um, Me and the other sales rep, Disney, I cover the West Coast if I didn't uh, declare that first, and Disney's the East Coast. Um, just us two. We've been the two guys going around and doing this since the beginning. So he's a good dude,
Mhm.
and we have a lot of fun going back and forth and testing out
Absolutely.
and sharing experiences. So um, with this, the Outrider, we got personally like I've had like the packs, back in 2006 when they came out, or 2007, I think it was around that time. I had it
Yeah.
pre-ordered and everything. It's a great device, don't get me wrong. But there's definitely being stoner like, oh, I would tweak this, I would do something like this, I would kind of, you know, do different stuff. Um, but overall, aesthetic wise, I like the style. I like the shape of it. I'm a golfer myself, so being able to keep it, and take it
Yeah.
out on the course was really convenient and nice. Um, but glass, everything always seems to be better aesthetic wise, experience wise. Is putting your lip to glass is always from a consumer aspect for me personally, I enjoy it a lot more. So being able to come out with a dryer vape that had a nice, easy, removable glass piece,
Yeah.
it's fantastic. And actually, we get hit up all the time. I had a customer, he bought a couple of replacements and he's got a
Yeah.
little tray of them and he puts them in his freezer. And so when he gets ready
Oh,
to go and
cool.
vape, he just pulls them out, and because it's glass, it's nice and cold, and he just goes ahead and he vapes on it and it gets a nice
That's
chilled
awesome.
effect. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cool. I personally, our big thing is cleanliness and being able to sanitize a piece of glass better than a plastic.
Totally.
So again, we use our devices, so being able to clean these devices, we want to make it easy to as well. Um, but some cool stuff about this, the Outrider, it is 4 variable temps, just one, two, three, four, five. Same thing as what you would do with the vape carts. Cycling through one, two, three.
Was it
I
gonna
turned
stop?
it off. Sorry. One, two, three, and you'll change through. It is vibrating too, so it's got haptic feedback to it. But nice little Zippo style top to it.
Not very
And
cool.
you just go ahead and you load in. The amount that you load in was the big thing for us. I use another brand called Air Riser Solo,
Okay.
or Air Riser, I believe. I might be butchering the name, but they have a device called the Solo, and it's really good. The mouth tip and everything like that went in, and I really liked it. It's a glass mouth tip. But what I really liked in comparison to some of the other vapes out on the market was the size of the bowl chamber. A lot of
Hmm.
these other brands, they give you this big old chamber, and the problem is when I just want to take a couple of puffs, if I load in that big old chamber, when it comes to dry herb, as soon as that chamber is heated up, regardless if you're vaping on it or not, your weed's going to be getting used. And
Yep.
so, it's important to obviously use what you load in.
Yep.
And so,
And the
making smaller,
distribution of heat too. I'm sure if it's too much packed in there, technically the heat can't
it can't breathe.
penetrate. Yeah, it can't. It doesn't reach all of this. You're not really getting the most out of your bud either.
Yep, you're not going to get the full bake through on your product. And so is getting the right size that where we felt like it was a good, nice 3 minute session, 2 to 3 minute session type deal. You could always go back and hit it again if you wanted to, versus some of these other ones where you had it and I'm literally sitting on this thing and it's like it says a 15-minute session. Like 15 minutes is like, damn, that's a long time just to be sitting here ripping this thing. Like, wait a minute. So getting that down to, and also the big thing, the big tester in between dry herbs that I have seen, and this goes through, we're only really seeing a handful of them that do it really well. Volcano, Storts
Oh
and
yeah.
Bickel would be one. But is actually being able to load in a fresh bowl and go through each different temperature settings. And then
Mm.
when you're at the end of the cycle, go ahead and tap that out and then see the comparison from your lowest temp setting to your highest temp setting. You should see a difference in the color of the spent
Yeah.
material. Obviously, the higher temp, it should get more brown. As it gets lower temp, you should still see more green. And that's what's really nice. In a handheld little device like this, you get to see that. So not many products that I've actually tested, used, owned personally,
Yeah.
they don't do that. So really nice, solid little herb vaporizer for the Outrider. Really great flavor too as well.
Yeah, it's been awesome. We introduced it, I want to say at least 3, maybe 4 months ago. We also just in the market itself have seen people really gravitating towards herb vaporizers versus traditional smoking methods. So pipes, even bongs, obviously one, just the convenience too of having it packed in your pocket. You can be out and about without pulling out a pipe and just like being on the golf course. It's probably not as acceptable, even in Vegas.
Yes.
But also like the health concerns that are associated with traditional smoking. So obviously you're combusting it, or I forget, I guess the term, you're not torching it, but you're cooking the herb. So it's much more gentle on your lungs, much more gentle on your herb. And I even have heard people, one of our staff members, she even has her device after she's done smoking, she keeps the bud and it's already decarbed. So she'll
Yeah.
infuse oils, baked edibles, things at home that she can use that for. So it's pretty nifty.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. There's definitely multiple uses after you vape the bud. But the the nice thing is with the outrider, it's actually got side airflow, so it gets more of a is what they call is convection heating.
Mhm.
So is that's where it gets more of an even heat throughout the chamber. Having that, you're not just getting that center point airflow to where it's just cooking that one spot, like you were saying earlier. Um, but yeah, versus vaping cannabis or you know CBD or hemp versus uh, combusting it if you're consuming all the time. Unfortunately, cannabis and
There are
hemp
vices, like
and
there's nothing wrong with it, but if there's a
it,
better way to consume it,
yes,
why
if you're
not?
doing it all the time, if you're doing it daily, there's definitely better ways of doing it. It's
For
it's
sure.
it's not, yeah,
And man,
there's
we're getting
ways.
old. Sometimes you just need to like take a little break on your lungs. It's just a nice feeling. Not having to
Yeah,
cough all the time. I'm also a noob, so anytime I smoke anything, no matter what it is, the cough is there, unfortunately. But herb vaporizers make it a lot easier, and so I'm super excited.
yeah,
I was pumped when y'all introduced this product.
yeah. And so as we kind of come from our whole thing is to kind of get out and do things, get out and explore is what the other sales rep likes to tag a lot on his posts. Um, but it definitely helps being able to have a nice way to consume cannabis while not while being able to go outside and have some fun and do some other things too, and not have to be so I guess loud
Sure.
about what your activities are doing that
Sure.
you're participating in. But
Absolutely. No, that's
yeah,
great. I was going to go into two, obviously, besides just vapes, carts, and herb vaporizing, there's obviously dabbing as well. And we carry a few of your products as well. So I have written down, we have the wax tank and then the mini
yeah,
tank 2.0 with the rig adapter. If you have those in front of you, or if you can just kind of talk through those and the benefits of them,
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
know more about them too.
yeah. So the wax tank here, what's really nice, this is ends up a lot of times what we end up seeing from customers or clients of ours, dispensaries, is that the consumer, they're very comfortable with buying carts and stuff, but then they're curious. They say the concentrates, the batters, the shatters, you know, uh, the sauces, those kind of stuff. They see those on the side and they're curious of what those are. And they are concentrates too. It's
Mhm.
just in a different form. And so as a lot of people would say is that they get more of I guess like a full body kind of experience off of taking dabs versus taking carts. I think that definitely depends on the carts that you're using, but also is just the consumer experience with it too as well. Um, the nice thing is about having something like this wax tank is a lot of the consumers, they're already comfortable with using a 510 threaded battery. Um, and so using a wax atomizer, all they got to do is take out their cart and go ahead and screw in their wax tank. And then they just go ahead and take their batter, their shatter, and then you just load up a little bit in there and load it right into the center.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could see it. It's a crushed quartz, really good flavor. And you got a little cap, but now you go ahead and your little 510 threaded battery is now a wax pen.
Yeah, it's a great
So
barrier to entry for a lot of people who have never dabbed before, are curious about it. Like you said
yes,
earlier on the formula of the vape, I think that plays a huge role in how you feel and also just going back into like the health effects. We don't carry anything where our vapes have other added ingredients in them, but if you are looking to compare vaping a cart versus butter or wax, I I personally feel like those products tend to be maybe cleaner because they're not adding in the stabilizers to turn it into a cartridge. I could be wrong though.
yeah, it's well, so it definitely depends on what you're dabbing, for
Sure.
sure. And versus like, there's a lot of now we went the trends, I guess how things have transpired. You
Mhm.
got distillate. Um, And at first, there was actually cured resin. Cured resin was around. Distillate came out cheaper. It was more versatile flavor wise. You were able to sell it for edibles and also sell it for vapes and mix it and stuff.
Yeah.
So distillate became kind of a dominant thing. But it's high THC, not a lot of anything else.
Yeah.
Everything else has been kind of extracted out of it. Um, and then you got the live resin movement and that involvement kind of coming around to where terpenes got more of the attention now and they were getting the center stage and stuff like that. But just like with cannabis, everything is the entourage effect. So you have to have more. The more stuff that you have in the mix, the more cannabinoids that you have, the better the experience is going to be. um, and so this is then obviously kind of pushing back to how originally was with the hash and everything like that and getting the good stuff from the flower with the hashish. Now we're getting into the rosin game and bringing that kind of around,
Yeah.
and now you're getting concentrates that have more of the full spectrum, true flower kind of resemblance of the true cannabis experience, and not kind of
Just super high THC. Like there's more to
yeah, not yeah, it's not all stripped out and all the good stuff
yeah.
taken out. And so as that is evolving, so is the technology in making these oils available and accessible into vape carts. But currently, right now, pretty predominant is like you see them in batter forms a lot,
Yeah.
and but it's really good stuff. I enjoy it. All of our devices, we can they can utilize any of these kind of concentrates in any of these. Let me grab. I do have the mini tank here
Yeah, let's
too.
see it. Because that was a really cool one too that got introduced and just another way, I think, again, low barrier to entry.
Yeah. And so it's very similar to our mini tank,
Mhm.
but the nice things, it is a bigger battery. There is four variable temps in the mini tank too. But the nice thing is it actually comes with a 10 millimeter or 14 millimeter uh, downstem attachment. So you can either utilize it just like as a normal battery and vape it, or then you go ahead and you plug in the attachment, and then you would go and put it into a bong, and then you can
Mhm.
just pull from your bong, and your cart would vape through your bong. So it's a little water percolation, smoother hit through there. So really nice dabbing experience through your cart.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I call it my lazy man dab. So you're sitting around watching the games or something like that on TV, and you don't want to get up.
It's
You just have
yeah,
something like
it is
that next to you.
versatile. Like you said too, like you can use this regular battery if you have your bong and you want to like chill out the couch, have an option there, have a lazy time
Yeah.
on the couch watching whatever you want. Obviously, it's easier cleanup too, I'm assuming. So that was a really cool
Yes.
reviews. And we
Yes.
are seeing a lot more people, I think, just want to learn more about dabbing concentrates in general. So having those products already there that we can then further explain, hey, like this is to be a scary thing. You don't have to like have a straw or like put your little bead in here. Like there are other options if you
Options.
yes,
Yes.
options is the main thing for sure. And you
And
can
then it's and then again, I mean, we do have here. Hold on, I will step away one more time, but we we do have like other This is our
Yes.
stinger. This is so this is what we use. It's a nectar collector. I use this all the time. It's my daily dabber. But this is what we would use to dab the batters and stuff like that. And got a ceramic tip, really great flavor off of this. It's all glass, really easy to clean. Don't mind my dirtiness on mine.
Hey,
But
it's proof in the pudding, you use it.
yes, definitely use it. But really good flavors. Just this kind of device, it's going to be more, there's finesse to it. So there's definitely going to be a learning curve to it. And it's going to be, um, not your first timer kind of deal. So once you get into the game and you're really into concentrates and you actually end up, hey, this is how I like to consume. This to me is by far one of the better ways being able to conserve your wax. Um, you're not having to kind of basically commit yourself to a pre amount of dab that you scooped up, and you're like, okay, now I dropped this into a banger. I got to do all this. With these, you can kind of finesse, just use a little bit and pull away, just do. So
Yeah.
really nice, flavorful guy like this. But then you get into stuff like something like this. It's very user friendly. It's very cost effective wise. It's cheap, and this retails for $12.95. So price wise, it's very user friendly to a consumer that's just wanting to check out new products,
Yeah.
new
We
different
actually
cannabis.
Yeah, we actually had a customer reach out because they were curious about dabbing. They'd never done it. They just didn't want to personally invest in a rig or something like that, but didn't know that these other options existed. So that was a conversation, right? Is like, hey, here's this $12 converter, this cartridge that could convert to dabbing with your typical vape or even the 2.0 tank. It's like you have a bong at home. Here's a battery. If you vape as well, it's just having that connection. Are you still there, Tyler?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah, yeah.
I saw
Yep,
you
I'm
froze,
still.
so I was just making sure. But
Yep.
no, I think it's awesome. I think what y'all are doing is really cool, very innovative. Y'all too have been such great partners for us over the years. And I feel like I've learned so much as someone who did not grow up consuming and now learn being in the industry and learning more about it. I always love hearing how OG consumers consume and what, the industry is turning into, because I think it's so much more than just, I mean, we love the stoners, right? Like we all love weed,
Yeah,
we all love cannabis,
that's
but
it.
it is turning into this more professional, sleek, like everyone kind of does it in some way, shape, or form. So how are we now reaching those different people and where they're at in their stages of their consumption?
And that's yeah. And some of the things as Roken as we've evolved now with us too is we've gotten more into actually selling the hardware, being
Mhm.
the battery manufacturer ourselves. We get asked all the time, our customers like, well, do you sell the carts? Do you sell the actual disposables and
Yep.
these other things? And so, yes, now we've gotten a lot more into that over the past couple of years. We do a lot of the technologies and stuff like that with a lot of, little disposable units, little
Yes. Yeah.
guys like this. You're getting into postless, wickless disposables, really good for rosin extractions. Those kind of deals.
That's
There
great.
is other, yeah, there is other heating elements now coming out in the disposable market. Finally, that's getting to be a lot more
Yeah.
enjoyable. Kind of curates the vaping experience. But
So many disposable, like either the batteries die or they get clogged so easily. We've all been there. So that's really cool. Y'all are entering that space too, which I know we didn't touch on
yeah,
a ton, but if there's anything disposable wise that you wanted to talk about, I mean, I'm all ears. I feel like it's very valuable information.
yeah, it's just the disposable. It's inevitable. It's coming. Everybody likes it. The styles and stuff
Too.
like that. Is we feel the 510, the versatility use in the battery is still a massive player.
Mhm.
Your 510 threaded cart, it's a big thing. This is kind of now your standard bearer. It's going to be around. It's your from a manufacturing cost for like concentrate brands hitting us up and saying they want to work with us and put their oils in their hardware. This is going to be their best way of getting into the market with the least expense to them up front to, hey, let me try to see if I can get in the legal market and see if I can do something with it. Um, Obviously, being here in Vegas, the tourism aspect, the disposables are huge. They change, they go. These are really, really popular in the kind of little stick, the postless, wickless ones and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But step away one more time. We have other. I've been we've been fighting for this quite a while here at Rokin. I'm trying to get these, but it's just getting like little mini versions,
Cool.
mini mod styles that are postless, wickless.
Hell
Trying to
yeah.
do and get these kind of guys out here. So trying to
My
deliver the
my mind just
best.
straight goes to, oh my gosh, it's so cute. Which I
Yeah,
know
see,
is not the first thing that people think, but it is. It's pretty awesome to go from
it's
this
the
like
exact.
standard stick to see how it shifts and just creating something new in the market,
It, it,
reimagining, reinventing it.
it's the same thing as that we did with the battery market. The stick market was really popular and everybody had a stick battery, and we came out
Yeah.
with the mini mod style, shrunk the size of it down. So now is when you go and that same concept would easily correlate over to the disposable game, to where now you got the disposables versus the little mini mod styles. So different boats for different folks kind of deal. And but it's been a lot of fun working with a bunch of different companies across the US, different oils, different strains, different personalities, different styles too. You see a lot of the packaging that we end up doing and designing for brands, and seeing the names, the creative approach to how these brands come out with it. It's pretty cool. It's a
Yeah,
lot of
it is.
fun.
People are
So
very creative. People are trying to reinvent, something that's been around for forever, which is difficult to do. But I feel like y'all are doing it. So that being
thank
said,
you.
how do you see the future of vaping, and what do you feel like Rokin's role is in that?
I see, definitely the heating elements. There's always going to be an evolving game with how these devices are heated. Is there a new, material that's working better? Some ones that have been tested, and I mean, we've kind of had some samples of them. There's models out there, but getting to like black ceramics and stuff like that versus your standard white ceramics. Just your temperature ranges and stuff like that are able to hold within those heating elements. Um, they're a little bit more sensitive to terpenes and stuff like that. So there's just a lot of different types of heating element technologies that are always evolving. But right now, I would say is the big play in the vape game. So everybody, especially because of the nicotine market, the cannabis market in battery manufacturing, vape manufacturing is like such a tiny sector out of all of the other vape manufacturing that goes on
I'm
for like the
sure.
tobacco industry and stuff. And so um, uh, usually cannabis is asking for all of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's not happening because the Nick market isn't asking for it yet, or isn't demanding it. Well, once the Nick market starts asking for it and demanding it, now all of a sudden this stuff starts coming out price point wise, to where it's like, okay, hey,
Yeah.
this is feasible. This is more realistic now. But digital screens are the new thing. This is
Okay.
everybody's got digital screens coming out and all their vapes and stuff like that. So some people like them, some people don't. We'll definitely be, we listen. So we'll have some coming too as well that we're on the works with right now. But that's a big one. Um, some things that I think more so is how Rokin's going to better pivot ourselves
Mhm.
in the future is definitely keeping up, obviously, with the trends of the batteries and staying current with those. Providing the best material, best quality of product at the best margins, while getting good customer service. That's standard business 101. That's what we do.
Yeah.
But beyond that, doing more of the cart and the hardware supply side and the packaging side for a lot of these brands and businesses, seeing as more of like a consultant type advisement type aspect of the business too as well, helping curate brands. Brands are only successful as if we're only successful if those brands stay successful.
Right.
So we're never going to you know, go out there and just take them all and say, "Ha, I got them on that one sale." You know, I want to be working with businesses 5 to 10 years down the road. So any way that we can help as a vape business, help any of these facets that we work with, any kind of situation that we can help them turn better profit, better margins, better marketing, better SEO work, and visualizing on the internet, credit card transactions, any of these kind of stuff that we can do. We have experience with it. We got retail too as well, retail backgrounds. So
Very
that's what we just try to help too. So it's
fun.
we're
The
all
one
in
stop
this
shop.
together. Yeah, we're all in this together, trying to
For real.
get everybody you know, at least everybody to be able to eat and to be able to have some
Absolutely.
good money while still be able to provide a good quality product to the consumer without
Yeah, something that
cheapening
we're
on
proud
anything.
of and something that people want to come back to again and again and tell their friends. I think that's a great business mindset, a great human being mindset, something that we try to live by every day too, is like you touched in the beginning, y'all are creating products because it's something that you want, or you're getting rid of products because you're kind of over it. Same thing with us, like we're bringing products in because, it's something that we want to consume or we notice in the market. If things are not selling as great, how can we shift that and really continue to bring great customer service, great quality, and evolve, because the market's going to evolve, and that's kind of how you stay around and stay relevant and make sure we're all fed essentially at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
and that's it. Yeah, you know, and we never want to get in a position to where you know, if the product of a price point and cost and manufacturing that where we are ending up having to sell it at a retail price, so where we know it's unrealistic, it's not going to move, we're just not going to do it. It just doesn't make sense into building that kind of a product. We're not going to cut corners. We're not going to do any of that kind of stuff. We have a standard that we keep in our manufacturing process. And so, you know, we got great partnerships, great work relationships with factories that we've been working with for quite a while.
Yeah,
So, you know,
fantastic.
having that, that's very nice. It's very trusting. Knowing the quality of standards that you're able to expect to come out of those all the time. So all of those things come in and you know, come into play is we're hoping that we're giving them at a fair price, and that
Yeah.
you know, our customer service backs it up, and that you know, that you guys like the products too as well.
Yeah, I mean, we keep buying from y'all, so things are going things are going really well for us too, and our customers know that they love it.
That's
But
good.
I think to
That's
kind
good.
of close things out to just to let everybody know is either here live or tuning in later. We are going to be hosting a giveaway with some Rokin products later on our Instagram channel. So you can follow Restart at Restart CBD. There they are, the Outrider in the bar. Ooh, ooh. So you can
Yep.
look up, you get to test your flower, get to test your cartridges. But ultimately, we are just so excited to continue to work with you personally, Tyler. Obviously, in the Rokin brand, just over the years, how to see you guys evolve. It's been a really, really great partnership. And so, however,
You guys are you
oh,
guys have been killing it.
thank you. We try. It's fun to have conversations like this. I know we were talking earlier. The last time we did this was during COVID, when we were just going live on the internet because that's what people were doing. But obviously, there's a lot of value in that too. And I think
Yeah.
it brings a much more personal connection to our customers, to our home base. And so that's what we hope to create. And I think I learned a lot from today's conversation, and
Thank
the
you.
vape market in general is going to just continue to take off. So I want to give you the floor too. Is there any, where can people find you? Anything, last words that you would like to say and let the people know? You have the mic.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so you can follow our Rokin Instagram, just Rokin Vapes, just IG Rokin Vapes. My personal Instagram handle is Tyler Your Rokin Pro. Um, but yeah, just check out Rokin. Definitely check out Restart. You're in Austin.
Right.
You need to hit up Restart. Go check them out. Grab as much product and goodies that you could
Broken, grab
possibly get to.
cartridges, grab flour. Yeah. And
Your guys' new beverage.
new beverage too. That's right. We have Rita coming on. So anyone is
That
choosing
is
to
awesome.
drink and puff at the same time, we got both.
They they go hand in hand.
They really
Everybody
do.
is smoking and you're drinking something immediately right after. So you might as well have a little bit of extra goodness
Absolutely.
in it. So
Once
it's
you're
very
thirsty
awesome.
with more cannabis.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So
That's
very
awesome.
stoked to continue working with you guys. We've been working for so long, so it's really cool to watch you guys grow and watch the businesses thrive. So it's awesome.
Hey, absolutely. Go team. We're excited
Yeah.
for
Woo, woo, woo.
2024 and all to come. So again, thank you for
Sweet.
your time, Tyler. Everybody else, you guys know where to find us. All the information is going to be in the comments description below. And next week we have another expert series going on, but enjoy the rest of your evening, Tyler, and I'm sure we'll talk to you very soon.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much for having me on.
Of course. Have a good night. Bye.